How you doing?
Good, man. Where are you going?
I'm going to the clerk's office. Got to do some CPRAs.
Okay.
Just going up to the city clerk. Got to do some CPRAs.
Okay. You have an ID?
Fucking asking for ID. What the fuck? But now's not the time to throw a whole shit show. City clerks. Hello. I was wondering if I could just get some empty piece of paper. I'd like to make a request for a CPRA. Yeah, if you guys pen too, that would be great. Appreciate it. Oh, do you have an extra pen? Thank you. sure I got my week correct here. So yeah, that's the 21st.
Hello?
One moment, sir, one moment.
I'll just scratch that. We won't include that.
Alright.
Date of request. Page 1 of 1.
Yeah. What?
You're good.
Oh, I think, 1:45 is the.
The time, sorry, the time is 1:45.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a claim for damage.
Yeah.
It's on a different form,
And
but we can accept the license and just process it as a claim for damage.
I'll let the attorney know.
Yeah.
so it includes city attorney and commissioners.
Rita?
And I gotta give them their pen back.
Alright.
We've got the claim for that. So in about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll receive a letter with the claim number.
Uh-huh.
You're going to send it to you. The letter.
Alright. Thank you.
There you go. If you can make a stamped copy for that, please, and thank you.
See what else I can do. You want to take a picture?
If you can make a photo scan, yeah, please, and thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good one. Fuck you, city attorney. Fucking piece of shit. Told you I'd fucking do it. You fucking piece of shit. I want to see if I can talk to Mejia. I don't know if one of his reps is here. But let me check first to see what's going on outside. There's supposed to be some shit going on outside, allegedly. Oh, okay. Hey, just here to talk to Kenneth Mejia's office.
Oh, you're going to?
Yeah, Mejia's
Controller's
office.
office?
Yeah.
All right, right here. Double doors to your left.
Thank you. It's adorable. The only reputable official so far. I might have gone home for the day. Who knows? I'll try one more time. Oh, hey.
You looking for something?
Yes, talk to Mr. Kenneth Mejia.
We have, if you need anything, just reach out to Vincent, but yeah, we have.
Yeah. Just so you know, I'm the dude that when you've been posting those Power BI and the other visuals, that I'm the guy that's been commenting on some of the widgets that you haven't, like, the font will cut off at certain parts. I figured I'd just say hello. I came all the way from New York State. I got some stuff with Scientology going on, and also literally the only actual honest official. The only honest official out of everybody, and I know all of them at this point. So yeah, I just want to say hello, and if you ever need somebody to do any sort of developer work for you, software developer work.
Okay, awesome.
My name is Henry Marini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, if you can easily Google me, I'm very, very public, so
Okay.
yeah, good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Look at that, guys. We got to talk to Mejia directly. Fuck yeah. The only honest official in all of LA. I think I forgot my water bottle. Let's see. Pretty sure I forgot it. Mejia just said, thanks, man, and I'll chat with you. Mejia is cool, man. I talked to him a bunch on Twitter. He does good work. Some of the, I know the tools he's using, and what's happening is the font. And, yeah, funny you here, right? Funny running into you here, right?
Everything got done because they're worried about those dogs versus traffic.
Yeah, good. The legend herself. Literally the absolute legend. I was over greasing some palms with Kenneth Mejia.
Good.
I just said hello and I told him I'm the guy that's been commenting on your Twitter. When he makes his visuals, he does a fantastic job, but the thing is, he is messing up on some of the tools where the font will chop off. So like it'll say a title for a what's called like a horizontal bar graph, and it'll just chop off. And I told him I'll give him feedback online, like here's what you got to do, here's where you got to go, and that way you'll get the font right. And I told him if you ever need developer help, just let me know. I gave him my name and shook hands and called it a day.
Nice.
But it was hilarious. I was not expecting to run into him. Nobody was at the front desk, and literally
He's
he
right
came
there.
in, entered, he's like,
Awesome. That's how
Who
you
are
get
you?
them. That's how you get these people.
Yep. But Mejia's legit though. He's
I like Mejia.
Yeah.
I mean, I met him, like when he was running, and I said, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna vote for you. I did. I voted for him because he was so adamant about wanting to unroot corruption.
yeah, absolutely. He's literally the only one calling for oversight on Bass. The only one.
Yeah.
So
I like
yeah,
him, yeah.
we gotta protect Mejia.
Yeah, he was in at one of those meetings and stuff with all the bigwigs in the city because he had to be there because they're getting outside counsel for Heidi, for her non-compliance issues. They won't get into detail.
Yeah.
But so he had to be there because he's the pocketbook,
Yep. He runs the books, so he sees all. There's nothing that escapes Mejia.
He had to go there, and I guess I don't know.
And it's exceptionally rare
Have
that
a
you.
good weekend, Commissioner Corson. You always decide on me, but you're here.
It's because I'm here. That's
Yeah,
why.
you're not happy with that. That's why you always decide on me.
Yeah, but I just wanted to stop by. I made it a point specifically to file this bad boy. It's a CPRA on the city attorney for all of their shenanigans at the Board of Public Works this week, and I also wanted to throw in the correspondence during city council just because.
That's what they're going to see too. 'Cause mine was very similar. It's different. I already did. It's for. Well, I did some for all of the boards, but I'm like, especially everything I want everything of Teresa knows who's going, just all her stuff, and all the stuff between city attorney and public works.
Yep.
So, well, good, they could just do it and then
Yeah, and even if they don't get mine, I just wanted to make it a point because I told her I will see the shit that you're because when I kept going into the behind her where she was moving on her laptop, and as soon as I wish she would minimize everything, I'm like, I will CPRA everything you're doing on that laptop. That is my stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not yours. It's ours.
I want to get because what's her name, Nadia Renithia is always on her phone. I want to see what phone text she's getting.
Yeah, what text you getting? Are you shopping on Amazon on a government
Exactly.
phone?
But you know what I need to find out, and I want to find out if I don't think that CPAB members, even though they're approved, I want to see if, when they're sitting on the CPAB board, are they subject to CPRA? Because she was taking pictures. I know she was.
Yeah.
And I want to get those pictures.
Absolutely. If
So
she's
I'm
a
gonna
board
try.
member, absolutely, 100%.
I mean, not necessarily because she's not technically an employee, but I want to find out. She's not elected either, so it may not, but it doesn't hurt to.
It definitely doesn't. I mean, think about it. She's an appointed public servant. Even if she's not elected, she's still been appointed by a public entity.
Yeah, it's one. CPAB's weird though. It's not necessarily appointed to serve the public. It's more like I don't know. It's a gray area, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna push it till I find the. I want to try to push it. But man, she looked broken in by the end. She was. I don't know if I told you. She was literally wailing, crying.
Yeah.
Literal, loud, making a scene. And I'm like, even the other two cops are like, oh, wow. Yeah, you're going to try to, and so that's what makes me think that she's really trying to flex her muscles today
Yeah.
with whatever. That's why I wanted to go see real quick what's going on. Then I need to go. But is it still going on there? Are they still building it? What happened with the?
At Blue?
Yeah, I was
Let's see.
doing all this stuff.
Let's see what's going on at Blue. I don't know if DOA is there. But we shall see.
Please thank Mr. De Leon for the lunch. It was very nice. Appreciate it.
So yes, he is in fact still at Blue, right on L. Ron Hubbard Way.
And are they still building all that stuff, or the cops? I love that it wasn't even Northeast Division cops that responded. They were probably too busy. So it
He's
was outside.
nobody's there
No one?
except for him. Let's see. Yep, they've cleared. It's just him walking around now, planting grass seeds.
Okay.
Yep, nobody's there. It's just him. There's no cops anymore.
So
There's
did
no.
they open up the street or no?
Just one way. If you enter in from Fountain, it looks like it's open. But if you enter in from Sunset, oh wait.
I'm gonna go get it.
Oh nope, I lied. Nope, they still have not opened it. It is in fact closed from both ends. So they still have it closed. The L. Ron Hubbard Way is still closed right now.
And I'm emailing the cops from Yankee too, like we're in so I'm gonna go take a photo. I'm gonna go take the video, and I'm gonna upload it and show him because he said that they will try to do what's by the law and not, because I said you guys have been with them for so long. You're only hearing their side, so they're saying we're an angry mob. I said, do we seem like an angry hate mob? And
Yeah.
he's like, no. You
Yeah.
don't. And he goes, I said, well, thanks, but because what she's doing is slanderous, and it makes you come, guns blazing because, they have you so hyped up, brainwashing you about us. So he said, well, we're willing to, I said, you should get to, I want you to know me and get to know me personally if they're slandering me, because I want to counteract that. And he says, yeah, we're willing to listen, we want to, build trust. And so I'm like, let's hope you're legit. And you're willing
Yeah.
I mean, who knows, but at least they're going to hear about it. She goes, well, we're not going to tell her anything we say, so we'll find out if it does or doesn't. But I'm still going to keep them in my Jen and her mom stories.
Good. It's just insane because at the end of the day, you got people at gunpoint and people that are terrified to go out in public and criticize because you're going to hold them at gunpoint. That is 100% what has happened and what continues to happen.
Yeah, how many people left this protest? I can think of numerous before it even. Because they were scared. It was starting after that first arrest with the. Yeah. After that night, a lot of people tried.
Yeah, I mean, Danny went to jail. So did Cameron. So did Josiah. So did DOA. And right after that, massive swatting started happening.
Yes, and I tried to get there that night. I couldn't find it. It was my first time going out there. I couldn't find it, so we just got frustrated and went home. I'm like, I'm so glad I wasn't there. Who knows what.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't blame people from coming. I'm not mad at all. That's why I personally.
Yeah, you have to be ready and willing mentally.
Yeah, like just insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and especially gun pointer head. I mean, pointer. No. And so they're the ones that keep escalating. That's why I'm trying to de-escalate, and I'm telling them, you need to de-escalate. Like, even if someone's using a word that's not violence, it's been a year now. You haven't seen nobody pull out weapons. Nobody's been.
Yeah.
The only ones assaulted are, the protesters, not them. No one's touched the Scientologist.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they think they have those cement barriers so we don't go crashing through there. I'm like, I'm more worried about them crashing through their bus. Remember they crashed their bus. I don't know if
They did. That was way back in December, where they're watching motherships, and they literally smashed their own door with their own bus.
Yep. And so they're the ones, so we're not doing any of that. So it's gonna stop, whether it has to stop. We need to get Scientology. That's my mission. I'm going to find out every CPAP they're on. I'm going to start with the they are going, and I'm going to go to commission about it. I want them all to CPAPs until they fully investigate. Because on April 4th in the LA Times, they had that article.
Yes.
The fair gaming, and I keep bringing it up. And I'm going to say until there's an investigation and they are cleared from that, they have no place to sit at that table.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and with all the complaints of all the people who grew up in it, who said that they've been trafficked and abused,
And the literal human trafficking case active
Yes.
right now.
Yes, and RICO.
Yes.
So until these things are clear, they do not belong. It's like they don't belong. The ones that are under indictment. Price doesn't belong. He should be stepping down.
Yeah, I don't understand how it is that we're paying him to commit felonies at this point.
Yeah, we are, and like he stepped down.
Yeah.
You know, but they're all pulling at De Leon. I mean, De Leon was just there. He didn't stop it, but still, that was enough. The people wanted him out, and I felt like he should have stepped down. But he just said, "Oh, the people will forget." And he's right. And I think that Price is trying to ride those coattails.
Yeah.
People will forget, but you gotta stop forgetting. You gotta start adding them.
I think the one unique thing about LA is specifically that there's such a large transient population. And the vast majority of these folks have very impoverished backgrounds, and they're just trying to survive.
I agree.
And it's why shit like this goes so under the radar, because most people just really don't have the time, and they're just trying to make it through their day. It's not that they don't care, and I think so many people forget that. And it's why these bad actors get away with it.
No, I mean, even if you're not that, even if you're like got a half decent job, if you're, rent $5,000 a month, you're still working 2-3 jobs, or
Yes.
meet, or they're in the industry, the entertainment industry, they have to work 2-3 jobs. I mean, you have to work a lot of hours to get ahead. Like it's just, they're distracted and they're.
I wanted to ask you this because I've asked Wayne, and what are your thoughts on the likelihood of LA after, I was thinking before, but it's likely after the Olympics going into martial law, for the reason that number one, the city is going to be
I
bankrupt,
think it's going to be bankrupt.
and then number two, just the extreme level of corruption at all ends. Do you think that's a possibility?
Absolutely. I think what's going to happen eventually is that they're going to. I'm not sure, but I think eventually the FBI is going to, right now they're practicing with that gang, with that white supremacy gang in the valley.
Yeah.
And they got that whole gang, to me, that's almost like a practice runs, you know what I mean?
For the eventual, what's to come. I
think
see what
so.
you're saying.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But there's been so many of these politicians that have been, I think Weezer is likely, if he's smart anyway, and goes into witness protection or something and drops the bomb on him and everything. And I think that's why they're so scared. So I think he's going to drop the bomb. And then, what's his name? Price might drop the bomb. They just have to start talking.
Yeah.
But it means they're going to have to go, it's going to be very dangerous for them. But I can see that happening.
I mean, I've seen other major cities, right? Like I've been to Boston as an example, and still, while there is corruption, just the extent and the populations are almost one-to-one. The extent is just so extreme here, and it's so physically in your face too with the infrastructure. It's just baffling, right? And that's why I keep bringing it up, where I just don't see any other alternative. It just makes logical sense that martial law at some point would be instituted.
Right, and they're going to come together. We'll talk about I believe it, that eventually something else is going to take over, and they're going to have to have elections, everything new. They're probably going to have to get everybody in one fell swoop, maybe.
Yes, yeah.
And that's probably what they're going to do eventually. I think maybe it's looking to get one more big arrest or something. They're going to start talking and making deals. 13 years. He's holding out right now, and I don't know why he's holding out, but he may not keep holding out. He's probably holding out because he's afraid.
Yeah.
But
What do you think of these senators' offices here? I went to speak to their staffers, and I got some contact info for scheduling. There's one other that's downtown, actually close to Sunset. Maria, I think is her name. What do you think about the senators in the LA area?
Congressman. Well, I used to do stuff with Cardenas. The one thing about the congressmen, and I never dealt too much with the senators, but the congressmen is and even the council people. Okay, their offices, they have their staff. They're usually really good. They're not been good with us right now with our problems, but normally what they do is they have their things. So what they do is they have their people to keep the villagers kind of happy.
Yeah, sure,
So,
yeah.
You call your congressman or your senator and say, "Oh, I'm having a an issue with Social Security or Social whatever, you know, they okay, here's on a way, they kind of advocate for you and they help resolve the people's problems. So then people are like, oh, they help me, I'm going to vote for them. So it keeps everyone calm, so they can do their whatever. But they're not doing that as much anymore. Like people are getting pissed off, like they're feeling like they're not being heard. They also what they used to do is like, you know, back in, you know, they did their thing, whatever, but they would keep their area, they would do things for their area. They're not doing it, like if you go, well, you went, right, we're walking around here. How horrible is it right around City Hall, like,
Yeah.
like there so many people are coming in and complaining about, and so they're not taking care of their own areas even. So it's like, so all the money's like what, going to you literally? Because like you're not putting it into like, all the housing, like so many housing measures.
Yeah.
That money.
So it's Maria Elena Durazo.
Yeah.
I went to her field office in LA, which was
her reps come sometimes too. Like the
that place
council
looks straight up like a goddamn jail.
meetings. Really?
The outside, so first of all, you couldn't even get inside.
Oh wait, was this the place that's on Figueroa?
20 District 26.
But where's the I mean, but where's the? Is it that building kind of across from that fancy hotel?
1808 West Sunset.
No, different one because you couldn't get into that building either, hardly.
Yeah, 1808 literally looks like a damn jail. Like it's
Really?
it's so weird.
I
And
wonder what's in there. Like, that's
nothing.
Like,
It was just. I'll pull it up.
there's places like that. Like even here at 7th and Metro, I went to complain with the security company for the Metro security.
Yep.
And there's all these floors you cannot get to, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
So this is how it looks like on the outside. That gray building is the actual office, and then literally just across the street there's like encampments.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, what?
That's how they're doing. They're
what
not
the
taking
hell
care of
is
their own
this?
backyard. They used to.
Yeah.
You would
And
have nice parks. You would have nice this and nice that. People were calm. They're happy. But now the people are so pissed off. Like you're seeing like even neighborhood council meetings, people are showing up. People are getting pissed.
yeah, and at least for this guy, Alex Padilla,
Yeah.
his office is here at Temple, so he's by the federal building, and I could at least talk to somebody human. Now, obviously, I was likely not going to get him in person in that moment, but I could actually go to a damn office and not feel like I was going to get murdered right there.
Right.
And it's like,
You can put in for a request to see them. Like,
yeah, they gave me their contact for a scheduling line and some other stuff, but it looks like the closest ones here are Alex Padilla and
Well, they send their reps to the neighbor council meetings.
Maria Elena Durazo. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to the East Hollywood neighborhood councils. Their reps do. They never do. And
Yeah,
in
they
an
never
election year, they'll show up once. These people, you know.
Yeah.
LA has this different, but you have to just know how their politics work. Very, like that guy was saying with Corson, the reason why I guarantee probably does not care or believe anything with the inside safe, but wants to
He
do
just
the
doesn't
job.
keep his job, yeah.
So that's how it works. It's like,
And you know, I get that, right? Like, believe me, I understand. But I will also say this. I've been on that side, and it was because people kept doing that.
yeah, no, call him out. He needs to be called out.
He needs to, absolutely.
I agree, but that's why he's doing it.
Yeah,
That's the
100%.
reason
I
why.
don't, yeah. And it's just the sheer complicity. I think what people forget very quickly is I'll just keep doing this and nothing will happen to me.
See, that's the reason.
And that doesn't ever pan out like that.
See, he was smart. He's the only one that got spared.
Yes.
All four of the others.
Yep, they got axed.
So he played the game,
Yeah.
and now
And
he's
that-
going to be the president. So
Yeah.
he's like, "Ooh, I did it," you know.
Yeah.
I wonder who plotted that maneuver.
And I don't know what that means, right? I don't know if that means he's just going to be another a-hole or if he's going to actually do once he's in that
He's
position.
going to do whatever the mayor wants him to do.
And likely that's what I'm
The mayor's going
guessing.
to do whatever her handlers are telling her to do because she doesn't do it. She's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
answers.
No,
That's how all of politics is here. They all answer to people.
yeah,
They're not going-
absolutely,
It's going to
100%.
be weird, but I think what's going to make it happen and why things are starting to change are things like, so even like I did another complaint today with the mayor, just that constant pressure and just remind her that you're going to be facing an election in 2 years. Do you really want to be the one that, benefited? Like your opponent, we're going to give all the opponent the information. It's she was here today, that, you know what I mean, that all your Scientology stuff.
It's going, that is 100%. Even though mainstream people are not talking to us now, what do you think they're going to use when campaign time comes? They're going to clip the hell out of all this material,
We're gonna send it to them.
slap it all over the TVs, banners everywhere. Literally, it's going to be stuff like dying babies and then Karen Bass.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Caruso did that. Caruso almost got her kicked out because she had to come out and because he used that, how she went to Scientology and gave a speech at their opening. He's like, "Are you a Scientologist?" You know, so and she's like, no, I have nothing to do with Scientology. And now she's going to the Olympics with Tom Cruise, you know?
Yeah.
So he called her out on it. She's going to be afraid because now, she's not afraid right now because she has, but after this election cycle, then the next one's hers. Then you're going to see some changes.
Absolutely.
She's going to start distancing herself from Scientology, and because she's going to have to. So that's where we're probably going to get, I think by the end of the year, by the beginning of the year, things are going to start turning around because she's going to be in that mind of like, okay, because I'm going to remind her every time, your election's coming, you really want to be known as a Scientologist.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, that's your brand.
Yeah.
You're a Scientologist. Fantastic job.
And that's what I do with my thumbnails, like Canva, whenever I do want anything on her, it's like her with that Scientology background.
Yeah.
That's my thumbnail.
Yeah, no, it's all good stuff. It's just a matter of combating the narrative, putting more of the material out there. And that's why I think a lot of the fight right now doesn't necessarily have to be endangering your life on. The streets. You can flyer just like the people did 2 days ago with the police accountability against police brutality. They just showed up to City Hall.
Yes. We could do that. We could have that.
Absolutely. I 100. Yeah.
And they squashed Jessica's permit, but I have all the proof on it. I have all the people who are colluding with it. So then we just bring it to them. If they already colluded once, now you're going to collude with us too. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could do that. I think that'd be great to have on City Hall steps.
Absolutely. Mostly because it's safe, and also specifically because the eyeballs you will get are literally going to be judges. They're going to be counselors for major law firms in the area.
Right. Everyone that comes and does business with the city.
Yes. Every top either prosecutor or defender, they're all going to see it. And if all they see is politician's face and the brand name Scientology, that's all they're going to think.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're not going to want that. And she's going to get pissed and she's going to start doing stuff.
Yes.
So I don't think they have to be out there and I don't want to be. I go out there just to view it, but I even got emails about me. Like they were sending emails about me, and that's why I told the cop. I'm like, I'm here to, and he goes, I would like to see the emails. I'm like, I'll send them to you. But they're warning them about me. Like I'm like.
Yeah.
Because I'm there to exercise my rights. Oh well, yeah. And I'm going to do that today too. I'm going to go out and.
Absolutely, do it.
Yeah. Ladies room first. I mean, it's very weird politics here. It's just a different. But as you get to know, you guys, even being new here, or whatever, the more you're involved, you're going to know more than a lot of local people that have been here forever. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The goal next is to do this, but with Clearwater, and then
that'd be a great idea. I'd love to go down there.
Yeah, and build it up in all the other major cities, because a lot of what's just being done right now is just the street stuff at the orgs. But like for example, Salt Lake City, massive amounts of eyeball traffic if you just stand downtown with a sign, and literally super easy access to the Attorney General, the DA. They're all in the same building. When I was over in Salt Lake City, all of them are in one giant building, and you can just walk straight into their office and they'll greet you. A lot of times they're even there on the weekends.
Wow.
So you can, Crazy Love is Love.
Yeah.
She has one of the biggest golden tickets for direct access to the people, both citywide and the feds.
That's great. Yeah, we did the meeting. It was fun. Chicago's a hot mess too, but I don't like the fact that they pick and choose. Because then to me, I want to find out how they pick and choose the speakers. It better be by a lottery system.
Yeah.
Not them, I know that name. That's what we need to find out too.
Yeah, it's so tough with like the stereotypical corrupt cities, which is why like when I went to Buffalo, I was able to see 2 special agents for the FBI because they're like, I don't give a shit about Scientology, whatever, man. You got swatted, yeah, let's talk.
Right. Yeah, because it's not prevalent. I hear Scientology's dug its heels here since the beginning. I mean, L.
Yeah.
Ron Hubbard was here and did
Yeah.
all this magic here and stuff. So it's so ingrained. They have so many people there. People raised up. Even Villegas. I found out that she was in like the Trade Winds magazine or something.
Interesting.
That's what I heard. I want to find it.
Interesting.
But if that's the case, I want to know why. I didn't call her out on it today because it was her last day. I was like, I said, I'm glad you're going, but I wish you well. I am. I can't. If I wasn't me, I just like, I don't.
It's the snarkiness. It's like, you're basically telling her, I will never forget about you.
Yes,
right
exactly.
here.
Yeah, forever ingrained. But at least with David, I'm like, I have to get another position.
Davis, he was a real one. For all the nonsense, at least he did his damn job and ran the meeting like it's supposed to. He followed the agenda. He gave people time. He never cut anybody off. And
he didn't put the comments at the end.
Correct. He just went
he didn't
straight.
Tell you your topic ever.
He gave everybody their time. Was respectful.
Yes. I want him from city council. Even Bill Puppet loves that idea.
Yeah.
He's like the one because he's the only one that has a propensity for honesty.
Yes.
And
He
so,
actually has that light. Is still there.
Yes, it's still there. He's not. So I would love to see that. But he's the one too that told me to go because you need to go to the mayor, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what within 2 days things started like getting like a little bit lighten up on the street. So I'm like, maybe she did have something to do with it. And she's probably right now like trying to balance like, okay, we'll fix a little bit of the street closure, but let the planners go, so she doesn't piss off Scientology.
Yeah.
But she knows, so she's in like a weird headspace, but it is not to make it so miserable that she just does the right thing.
So from what I hear, allegedly, street sweepings are supposed to be announced and there's an electronic portal somewhere. Do you know if that's actually legit? Because the only way I found out is I was just randomly driving around to see if I could spot one. I did spot one. I was making my way over here, so I'm like, I don't have time for this. Because if I'm going to be here recording the street sweeping that they're just taking people's crap, it's going to be like a 2-hour ordeal. And so I left it. But I've yet to see some place that people can see this is where they're going to go next to.
I know that places go up, kind of, that's, I want to say it's county though. I thought it was with, well, I guess it depends on where it's at. Because the DOT, I know, has a lot to deal with that. So I would try DOT.
Okay.
And I could try to I'll look into it. I have people I can ask.
The one guy that.
They give a lot of it.
Yeah, that's the point, right? Because from all the ones I've seen so I'll give a shout out. If you guys don't know, this is the guy I mentioned before that went to jail. He was arrested
Yes.
His name is Alexis.
Well, he keeps going and showing up, and he gets in trouble a lot. They don't want cameras there. They don't want that accountability. But
If you guys don't know, this is my. Let me get this. This guy's legit. He's the one that continues to get harassed, and just recently he got sent to jail for recording the cleanings. So this is the guy.
Well, and what they're doing now, she's so proud of herself. See, I don't see the tents anymore. It's like, yeah, you don't see the tents, but you still see the people without tents. Now they have nothing.
Yes.
So all you see is bodies, and they're in sleeping bags now. So
Yes.
they have no shelter.
Yes.
So you gave it, like they had some shelter to no shelter. So great job, Karen guys. And that's the problem with that. So it's frustrating.
Yeah, I tell this all the time to people, right? For better or for worse, known as the North Korea of Europe. I was there recently, and even when I was there, it was still not as bad with homelessness and just the sheer decay of infrastructure as it is here.
Right.
And it is astounding to me because my home country is like stupid poor. And I think if they can have at least some modicum of dignity for the homeless, then what in the living hell is going on here?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, with the, we're on the verge of bankruptcy. That's
Yeah, yeah.
apparent. Do you think that the Olympics will actually come here or be diverted because they'll go bankrupt sooner? That they won't be able to build the infrastructure?
There's no way they can build. There's just no way. Unless they do some absolutely insane labor law violations where they're getting people from the Honduras or the Philippines and they're smuggling in like thousands of workers just to do.
Cameras. We have too many.
Yes,
reporters.
and I think that's exactly what would happen, which is why it wouldn't happen. It would be so easy to catch. There's just no way. The overall cost of doing any sort of real estate development here and just the insane amount of palm greasing you'd have to do, there would be inevitable paper trails.
They're all afraid of the FBI right now, so they're
Yes,
not making these deals.
absolutely. It is not going to happen. There's just no way.
I don't think it is either. That's what
No
I'm saying.
way.
I know. There you go, love and life, right? Then I don't think the Olympics are coming here. Maybe they'll have like a little bit. They might divert between states or cities. They might
Yes.
have it like multi-state.
So there's so many objective markers, right? Bass, I've seen on several of her initiatives, has been talking about having more public water drinking fountains. Has not happened.
No.
Talking about adding more shade, and I saw a bunch of Will's older tweets where all they did was put a small roof over some of the bus stops.
Yeah, that's it.
And
I mean, we have no canopy hardly. It's so
none.
hot in here. And then they chop them.
Yes.
They chop them in the summer. I'm like, yeah, we have it's really hot here. It gets really
Yes.
brutal. And they're not going to be able to, but wouldn't they have to be doing speed? I mean, I guess they could do SoFi, whatever, but they have to have a lot of different, I don't think they can reuse the stuff
And
from
the
84.
traffic increase.
She says we're all going to be out of our cars by then. They're never going to get LA out.
No way.
Even with all the bike lanes, with all the
Never.
increased metro.
No.
See, now they're increasing all the metro lines for the Olympics, but when are they going to build the stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
I think they're going to be bankrupt. So.
Yes. I mean,
They might get one or two events. They might get like 2 events, 2 things, and then everything else is going to go to another city.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Yeah.
And it's going to be such a disgrace and so embarrassing.
I think, honestly, that's the best thing that could happen for LA because now you give even more international audiences to see just how miserable the officials of LA have made LA.
Yes. It's brutal, and I thank God we're getting rid of it.
And I hope a lot of the memes that come out of that is to use like absolute terrible examples like Albania and say, bro, North Korea of Europe and even North Korea isn't as bad. That's the memes that have to happen.
So funny. I know, and I don't know. I mean, it's just getting crazy. Like even the one, I don't know, it's just all that pay to play thing. But I just want to see the FBI come in. I want to see what they got. I know they're all nervous. I think a lot of the backdoor deals are starting to chill out, and so you're not seeing all the development. Like look at those big towers, the graffiti towers, all that. All of a sudden they ran out of money. What, they couldn't breathe? You know what I mean? Like, everyone's so afraid to. I don't know. It's all tied in.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It'll definitely be interesting though. I just want to be there to film when those silver cuffs go on Karen Bass or on Heidi. One thing I forgot to tell you, I was talking to the new captain of Northeast, the bald dude, Kevin Austin, I think is his name, and I asked him about what the city attorney's office is doing with cases like involving minors and violations of our restraining orders. And he told me that the city attorney's office is giving people a 12-month lead out with the hopes of aging out the violations to then use the excuse of statute of limitations on the violations to not have to follow through with the charges. And with Solomon's case, I wonder, because all she has to do is just write out a warrant for the arrest, and frankly, even the terms of the RO clearly indicate that violation of the RO constitutes the ability for a arrest to be executed. So I don't even know why they're not doing that, but
But they do that, like, you know, like I was a victim of something, and they just timed out. They do
that's
time out all
exactly.
the things. They
He
do it.
literally
amazed
told
he
me
admitted that.
in his own words. He's like, very likely,
They time it
city
out.
attorney is trying to get this nonsense to. So that she doesn't have to take care of it,
Yeah.
so that it reaches a statute of limitations and she can just walk away.
They
Because
do
it's
that
been
a lot,
3
yeah.
months. It's been
Yeah.
3 months. It is a pattern. 3 months, they're saying, what's another 9?
She has to be held to a really her feet, and you know, wherever she is. I mean, when I see her, like I keep begging her to drop all this stuff and all this stuff, but she needs to just have that constant anxiety of like, oh my gosh, they're gonna talk, they're gonna be here in the hallway.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
confront me on camera, but she making her look dumb. You
yeah.
know? And I want to find the attorney too from Wednesday. Well, like I want to start all these even ones, the meetings when they don't enforce the Brown Act, like that little stuff, they need to be reported.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That absolutely has to
From
be
the top
reported.
down.
Yeah,
You know? And yeah, I'm tired of it. She's just the worst. Like,
yeah. When he said that, I was like, I figured that's what would happen because it would be so stupid, right, for Wilshire to say, yeah, we escalated all the documents over to the prosecutor's office and then somehow find out that they never did. I highly doubt that is the case.
oh yeah,
And in fact, I know that is not, it is impossible that that's the
Yeah.
case. It is 100% fact that Heidi is sitting on it and choosing to not act on it.
Well, you know, and the cops do that too. That's I've seen this one.
Yeah.
They do the same thing. They do things at the very last minute before the statute of limitations, put it in, and it's the wrong paperwork.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
they did. Yeah, and because he was the victim, but the person had a high up connection. Not that you know, like, and so that's what they do for the buddies. They're very much.
Oh yeah, that's what,
buddies.
yeah, that's why I don't expect, you know, when people file reports, you know, you have to do their job for them. They're not gonna just do it like, oh, you filed a report, let me get on that. Or no, they're gonna say this.
Yeah. Yep. And
Like-
you have to learn. Yeah, I learned from all that. Like you learn from real life dealing with it personally, but now seeing it this and this level of corruption, like I honestly thought when Mona and I started with Public Works, I thought it's maybe a month at most.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to just fix it, it'll be fixed. I was never expecting it to be this bad.
Yeah.
This was even shocking for me, and I know this place is corrupt because I've been dealing with them for a long time. But it was amazing.
And it's frankly such, like, of all the things, right, it's such a minor thing, but they're holding on so damn hard to all the small things. And if they're holding on that much to small things, imagine what they're doing for much broader,
for
larger
things like
issues.
that, right? And, you know, and things like how many crimes are not getting, and how many people are being prosecuted. Like we can't have political prosecutions.
No,
But that she's accused of that right now.
that's exactly what
She's
she is
going
doing.
after her enemies. But, I mean, us, whatever, but just other people.
Yeah,
whoever has
and
something
on that same board meeting, the CPAP, you literally heard another guy complaining that I have seen women be harassed sexually due to public indecent exposure, including children, on this particular stretch. I've reported it. What have you done? And they said, we've escalated to the city attorney. And what does that mean? She's literally choosing to sit on these, even all these other dozens of cases that have nothing to do with us. She's literally choosing to not protect children. That is 100% what she's
Yeah,
choosing.
and what she doing is like she's calling the council people, you know, and they're like, oh, you know, like we don't want a big scandal there.
Yeah.
I know the mayor doesn't want a scandal. Like none of them want a scandal because they're going to have to be reelected.
Yes.
But too bad we're going to have the scandal because we're not going away.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Mike Fuhrer was, but I couldn't stand Mike Fuhrer, but I'd take him any day over her. You know?
And the issue, and some of the complaints about, oh, well, maybe they're understaffed, and it's like they're not. They have so many damn deputies, an entire office, and you're telling me that you don't have that's bogus.
And they're uneducated. Like they don't even know the
So
law.
uneducated.
Did you see the video part where like that dude up there with the ponytail? He was like being so rude. To that
Yes.
poor mother was trying to get. You know, he was so rude.
That
He
guy.
found out I was filming. He got really pissed.
Yeah,
No.
it's like, dude, this isn't even a First Amendment audit, but you've
No,
congratulations, you turned it into
yeah,
one.
turned into one. And yeah, and like he was so embarrassed, but like that was horrendous. And it's like every time I bump into any of them or the emails, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping more whistleblowers come out though. Like there is a whistleblower in the city attorney coming out.
They should. They really. It's like the city attorney that messed up at the Public Works. Her license. What are you sacrificing your license for? You think they care about you? Like you think that momentary like pat on the back will mean anything? When the feds come knocking at your door and the bar says you're done, you think Corson or any of them will say like, I got your back, I'll vouch for you? Hell no, they're gonna throw you to the wolves.
And you know what? Today they had a whole new. I've never seen her before. So I've been coming here for months. Where you see the attorney.
Yeah.
Total new one today. Completely different.
Was it the lady with the mask for the city attorney at the council meeting?
That was Wednesday she had the mask with the Asian.
Okay.
This was someone else. Did you wear a mask? I wasn't even.
Oh yeah, because you were talking about the yeah.
Completely different. But I've never seen her before at any of the meetings, and so I'm like, I wonder what's going on. Are they purposely like
shuffling them around,
or because like they know that she blew it,
yes,
and they're not going to put her there to risk it. She doesn't know what she's doing.
She doesn't know.
And I have a feeling maybe Grant went to somebody and said, look, I'm not going to prison over these two. And they saw how he kept going to her. He had to go to her, the council, and then went to Villegas, went back to Fourth, and then finally, when he went back to Villegas, he was standing there, he was not going to sit down for this. Then the lawyer finally got up and intervened and said you have to reopen it.
Yeah.
So I think he went above her, so I'm not working with her.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I'm going to ask him. He's probably like, I don't know, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to flat out if he doesn't. I'm like, give me a wink. Just wink at me if I'm right. Like I'll turn the camera off. Just give me a wink. Because I know the game. But I know what they're doing. So I think he's our guy. But Corson's definitely going to be the president. There's no way.
Yeah, 100%.
So we have to be nice to Corson, but we're going to tell Corson that we're going to rely on Grant to do the right thing. So he's going to have to be the right hand guy.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the one with the ethics. He's going to tell you what to do. You're going to have to kiss the booty of the mayor. We get it. That's the game. I hate the game, not the player. So we get it. But you need to listen to Grant because he's going to tell you what the right thing to do. And you're going to try to.
Yeah. If you don't want to face felonies and prison time, listen to Grant.
Right. Exactly. I don't think they believe it though. For them, I don't think they do.
It's all ethereal to them. Like I said, it's pie in the sky. It hasn't hit me yet, so therefore it doesn't exist, and I can keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's only pay for play, which I'm sure they're probably scared of that too, because they're all afraid that Huizar is going to talk.
Yeah.
Because you don't think that, come on, all the developer money, you don't think they're not getting developer money? That's the biggest scam going.
Yeah.
Besides the council people, you don't think they go to Public Works for their special, planning too? Planning to get all their different.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So they're all nervous. They are scared. He's doing 13-year loan. They're hoping he keeps that 13-year. All of a sudden, you're going to see that his sentence like down to 4 years. They're all going to poop bricks. It's common. Yeah, it's common for sure. The ladies are.
Yeah.
That's good. This is good stuff. I love it.
Well, this is like the real reporting that it's frankly pathetic that people from places like the LA Times and elsewhere aren't doing. This is such simple, like.
Well, they won't touch it because they also see when you're independent, we're not owned by anyone. Is that Marquise? But the LA Times has their bosses. They all have people.
I think that is him.
Hi, Mr. President. No, you look like sorry, because he was wearing a Dodger shirt too. Like, go Dodgers, go Yankees. I love the Yankees, sorry. But I need to get my glasses. But so I never where we were. But yeah, they're all going to be looking at it. This is the most because actually I always say that the developers. They've really been the power in this town. They've been the power.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is people believe LA is a small area and it's not, and so it's confusing to me because the constant talks about, well, where are we going to find the land, and we're so short on space. It's like, are you kidding me? LA is so massive. The fact that you feel a need to say that it's small is telling you should be telling you instead that all the development being done is all palm greasing and completely ass
Well,
backwards.
because they're making, what they want is everything by the metros. They want everything where you don't have no more cars or everything. So they have metro stops. So you have like Hollywood and Vine. Like that, you should have seen that 10 years ago. That was a dive. That area was just horrible. But now it's really developed and beautiful. And they have like right over the hub over the metro is they have like buildings which are apartments, offices. So that's what they want. They want us to have the subway in every stop. You don't have to like you can live, work, and everything right there. And that's what they're doing right now. That's what the next one is. They did Hollywood and Vine. Now they're doing North Hollywood. That's the next one.
I see.
So, but then they have, so of course, once you have one of those cities, one of those stops that are themed for that, then what all the developers do is that they buy up everything around it. So, like even on my street, they had like this little dilapidated old house that's ready to be torn down on a small property. It sold for $600,000.
Wow.
Because they tear them down and they build up, like they have like a 6-8 apartment building. So, because now they don't even have to put parking in. There's no parking requirements.
I see.
I see. There's housing crisis. So, so when they're saying about development and housing, it's not like all over the city. They're talking about because they want it near the hub because there's all these benefits. Like the developers get so many breaks.
Yeah.
If they are within a certain amount of distance from one of those hubs. And so that's the rub. So they're swooping in. I mean, I had a friend. She just moved her house. She had a house. It sold for $1 million. I'm like, what?
Wow.
And, yeah, it's because they already tore it down. They're already putting 2 buildings.
2 buildings up. Yeah. Replace it for more rentals instead of long term. And that's the gripe, right? It's like you talk about housing, but if you permanently place people in a situation where they can only rent and there's only rent, then the possibility of generational wealth goes down the toilet. There's no equity that you can ever build. You will never own any assets, and you'll forever be basically an indentured servant.
Right, and so that's what they're doing with all the houses. It's only like within a certain mile radius, but so you have to go, like if you're in the valley, you have to go further in the valley to get maybe housing. But here, it's like they're buying up all the homes, and people are getting pissed because they're like because they're forced to find a certain amount of housing, build a certain amount of housing. But they're like, you could really do it. Like you could do it at like say where there's a market, a Ralph's Market. Tear that down, put the Ralph's back, build apartments on top of it.
Yeah.
Western Hollywood and Western.
Absolutely. And that's literally areas like Boston do just that.
See? And
that's why I'm like, if a giant city like a Boston and even parts of New York can do that, then
yes. But keep their housing, their homes,
yes.
so people can have that generational
Yes.
wealth and ownership. But
Yes.
they're not doing that, and so people are getting sick of it because they're turning nice neighborhoods into downtowns. And
Yes.
they did it to Hollywood and Vine. But Hollywood and Vine was a seedy area. It was skanky, so that's why everyone turned a blind eye. But now that they're doing it to North Hollywood, which is more family-oriented, people are getting really pissed. But it's too late. The developers they have too much power.
yeah.
And so that, so that's why they're not going to go all over the city. Yeah, they could go all over, but they're not looking for that. They want it right in the
Right. They want it right here. And even some of the other incentives I know for business owners to have a office based here in downtown, there's tons of breaks they get for rental prices versus elsewhere. And one of the even more insane ones is people talk a lot about the textile and the fashion industry in LA. And what I found is this one guy was doing a travel vlog, visited LA, he was interviewing this one fashion designer. They were talking about, it's actually relatively close here, about where they produce their jeans and how much they sell this for. And it came time to talk to one of the owners of the factory here in LA. And guys were definitely not making California like labor law wages.
Oh, sure.
And it made sense to me then why so much of the air quotes fashion is based here, because basically you have tons of immigrants that are willing to work for whatever just to survive, and you throw them in a textile factory.
Right.
And
I wonder how many of them are owned by Scientology whales.
that would be very interesting to find out, indeed.
Yeah, I'm curious because they traffic a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Right, and
It would
there
make
is a
sense that,
separate way,
yes, it was,
Look into that.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing too. Like I actually found the area where that one guy did the interview. I was just like scoping it out for a bit, just seeing. I was like, this is it.
Interesting. Yeah, I used to do in New York. There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
But here they kind of keep it hush because they want to act like there's no human trafficking or indentured servitude or slavery going on here. But they're, all they have to do is look at Scientology. They don't want to.
It's just baffling because there's such a stark difference, right? There's the beauty of being on the coast, but LA, for all intents and purposes, even if it's not known here, I meant it when I said it, internationally, LA is known as human trafficking, particularly child trafficking capital of the planet. That is what most people see the LA area as.
And that's sad, man. That was
like internationally, that's what everybody sees LA as. They don't see it for the glitz and glamour of the Hollywood.
Used to.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, but no, that's what most people internationally see LA as.
That's disgusting. I mean, I would love, the city is just. But I want to see it clean up. Like as much as I would love to leave, I'd be happy to get cleaned up.
Yeah, because it is a beautiful area. Like the weather and everything around here reminds me, of where I come from and.
It's still too cold for me in the winter. It's like I freeze, but people, I know, because I can't, even though I'm East Coast, like I got too spoiled, like I don't like, but I love it out here, the sun, it's just definitely better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hit this lady's room.
All right,
Well, it's great
sounds
talking
good.
with you.
Yeah, absolutely, good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
I'll see you next week, and I'll be there at all the council meeting, and I'll basically be here the entire week.
Yeah,
And
until, I want to check I just want to do it quick because I'm going to scan it because he said he's going to go down there. That one cop yesterday, the slow, said he's going to go check it out himself.
The
not Reese
Ron
Hernandez.
Hubbard? Ron Hubbard way?
Yeah, he said because last night he promised me he's going to go check it out, the planners and stuff, because he said he wasn't really paying attention to it. He said, I'll go down there and check it out and see what I can. He said, I'll call Council District 13. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm putting some trust. I said, it's hard with you guys because they're so in bed with you, but I want to see if you really call Council 13, Let's
see. So, DOA is not live, but I heard that she might be live.
Who?
Chicano.
Okay, she's down there?
Let's see, is she live?
I have to get back to her. I need to get to her.
Nope, okay.
Alright, I'll go down there. I'll take a quick scan of it, and then I just have to, I'll take care of any of my stuff.
Alright, sounds good. I'll see you on it.
Alright, see ya.
Bye, chat. Bye-bye.
Bye,
See
chat.
ya.
To you too. Till next time.
Yeah.
Now I'll let you know, I forget the exact date too. It's going to be, I don't know if there's any on here on the Hollywood one.
Ah, interesting.
I want to find out, but the bid, okay? Hollywood bid.
Yeah.
East Hollywood bid, sorry. That's, the guy, Jeff, who owns
Jeff,
Hotel.
yeah.
He's the president of the bid, which is like, bids could be different things, different places, but their bid is like a Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And there's a Susanna, I forget her last name. Whatever, but she's a Scientologist who sits on that bid board too. I'm telling you, they take up all the boards.
I know.
And I called her out on it, but they're not having they're having a meeting in November.
Okay.
It's only online, it's not in person.
Ah,
But
interesting. Okay.
we need to, I want to demand that she be stepped down until they're, you can't go regulate other businesses and then your business is out of line,
While you also have the power to decide
Yeah.
which business, yeah.
Yeah, so.
The one other thing I saw
Comment, Susanna.
the one other thing I saw was there's 2 tax boards that oversee various. Let me see.
I
So
want to do wage also. I guess maybe we shouldn't be giving them our plans, but it's okay. They already know.
this one. Okay. California Franchise Tax Board and the California Board of Equalization.
Interesting.
Those are two tax-related boards now. They don't directly see religious institutions, and they don't regulate the application of tax exemption, but still nonetheless,
But we have to make sure that they're paying taxes on their business part of it, because they're a business when they're selling books. They can't
Yes.
claim that as a religious act, in my opinion.
yeah, so there's one upcoming board meeting on the 29th.
So
The California State Board of Equalization.
you'll be posting all of it?
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, for tagging me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I just didn't know if anybody's ever addressed, because those two boards, they regulate, basically, they're the enforcement law of making sure that businesses operating in the state are in compliance with state tax laws.
Well, you know,
And
they,
federal
we can't,
tax
they
laws.
cannot claim that their media is a religious enterprise. And you know that the people, they fought and pushed and they won that Scientology now has to pay their Sea Org members who do any of the movies or any of the media. They have to pay them full, I guess, union wages or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and people, I know we're not fighting really for the adults, but I want to fight the wages, so they're forced to pay them full wages, so that just is another thing they can't get away with. So somebody won that fight for the media part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not part of religious.
Yeah. That's what happened with the Golden Era Productions, where they're digital. You know, they're basically editors, but they're not getting paid what an editor should be making. They're getting paid Sea Org wages.
Right, exactly, and that's, I know Laura's mom and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that, but now they're making the ones that do the filming, like the, whatever, they have to pay them top, the regular wages, so. And there's things to push for in different ways. 'Cause they
Yeah.
just do things legit.
And I think, frankly, a lot of it to be pushed outside of California, because it's just, it's hard to get a lot of people's ears here.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, people are so busy doing their thing.
yeah.
They're not really, they're music in federal college.
Yes.
Really is.
Yeah.
Like those attorneys, that was the creepiest thing though. Like, what was that? Like, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I guess maybe it was just a job thing, but it just felt so weird. Like,
The what?
At the attorney's meeting, like, I just felt
So,
like they were
here's-
watching
here's-
all
here-
the time, like, a real creepy vibe.
So the U.S. Attorney's office that we went to, that was an incredibly weird meeting indeed,
Right,
because
didn't it make you feel weird? Like,
first of all, it was publicized as a total meet and greet.
Meet and greet,
There was
yes.
no university attached to it. Now, I did get to talk to a lot of them, and most of the people in attendance were in fact university students, and yeah, like all around here. And I was
they
like, that's.
never mentioned it.
They never mentioned. That's first of all. Second of all, it is a public meeting announced to the public, and no RSVP was actually even required to show up. Now, it was more of a courtesy, but there were several people that did show up without RSVPing, and there was no checking for RSVPing. It was just, you showed up, you're a member of the public, having a public event, meet the U.S. Attorney General, okay? That's it.
Then he had to meet him, and then he's like, oh, I have an appointment at 6, I have to leave.
And that was the bogus part, because I don't understand how that works. First of all, when I talked to the other students who had been there before, that was not how it's happened before. Before, it has gone the full time and you talk to. And so,
And they were stalkers. Like, that one guy was like really he was like I felt like almost like they, like, you know what it felt like to me, and I know this sounds conspiracy theory, but it felt like it was almost like a dragnet type thing.
yeah,
Like, who's caught, like, they were looking for, I don't know, because they were more like cops. I said they look more like cops than lawyers.
yeah.
Because lawyers aren't, like, cops have, like, you know, a company state. I'm like, these are friends. These are FBI. I'm telling you, these are not attorneys all. I mean, him, yeah.
Well, the one woman that is involved with the Wazar, that is her.
No,
But
I'm
the-
sorry about more, but some of them were not. No, I don't mean the ones up on the board.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the guys around.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even looking at
Yeah,
them.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
all the guys around, I'm like, these are FBI agents. Like, I don't know what the heck they're saying. Dude, that's not attorney, that's not attorney, that's not attorney.
Yes.
They're undercover FBI agents. Like, and my first vibe was like, is this some kind of dragnet? Like, who are they trying to lure here? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who are they looking for? Did they find them or whatever? Is that why he left at 6? Because they got what they needed? Like, that was just so fucking bizarre.
It was very bizarre. And also, to record is not like any sort of security related bullshit. It's a public meeting in a public.
That's how I know they're cops. That's how I know they're agents. Cops.
Yes. They hate
That's
being.
why.
Yep.
That's why the thing is. That's why cops. They don't even announce that it's in public. So they always do this around. But
Yep.
they don't like it, you know. So that's how the attorneys don't really care. Like when I turned in to the OIG, whatever, the investigator, whatever, the lawyers don't really care about that.
And literally, when we were talking to Josiah's lawyer, who was my lawyer as well, he's like, "Cool."
Yeah, they
Talk to
don't
all of
care.
you. It was all of us in the group. They're like, "All right, yeah, whatever."
Those are FBI because they don't want to be seeing their ages and they don't want their face out. You know.
Yeah.
And you got tall dude, and he was like, he's like, you filming like, I'm like, why would you care? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and he's like,
And frankly, even for a Fed, like, they know who you are. All right, it's not that secret to be a Fed. That's not even the cool or like the interesting part of the job. The interesting part of the job is whether or not you're going to do your job and actually prosecute. You're a prosecutor. That's what you're there to do. And you're either a good prosecutor where you know how to get information or you're not. This whole let me be secret is stupid. That's like,
they were not even attorney. I guarantee you. I bet if we did facial recognition, they're not even
yeah,
attorneys.
yeah.
Well, but no, but not true. Because
Well, agents
FBI
can be-
agents are normally lawyers or
Yeah.
engineers or CPAs. So they could be lawyers, but they're not working as lawyers. They're working as because that was so bizarre. And it's not like they don't know who we are. We had to show ID to get in, you know. And
Exactly.
And they did like a full pat down. Like they nothing like here. I mean, I don't know. I had a full pat down search.
Wow, I actually had, that's interesting because I had none of that. The dude just like barely even glanced at my ID and I put my stuff in the thing. Yeah.
You know, I got patted down off the top of the line. You know,
Dudes didn't even care. I was so nonchalant and I pulled out, I had my 4 phones, I slapped them on there. Dude was like, whatever, that's totally normal. Have 4 phones on you during a federal building, you know, look like a complete goof and fumbling around. He's like, you're fine. Just keep going, man. Had a bag and everything, they literally didn't care.
See, and for me, it was I get the pat down on my phone. See, I'm like here, so I'm like, okay, like, what is this? Like, what? It was so weird. I've never.
That
had
is weird, and yeah, that is very weird. That is weird that they did that too.
Yeah, and I couldn't film it because they wouldn't let me film it. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not cool. There was something really weird about this. I don't know. I mean, maybe because like I couldn't go through the detector, you know. Maybe they.
But there's other options for that. It's not
They had
even.
the wand.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, when it went beep beep, they would touch on. So if other people beeped, what would they do to them?
Yeah, exactly. It is very weird.
It was bizarre.
I have a meeting at 6 that I have to go to. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And we're ending this panel now. It's actually about students. Goodbye.
That was
And the
bizarre.
building is shut down, by the way. It's actually, even though we announce our own events, I'm open till 7. The entire building is allegedly shut down.
I really felt that was bizarre. I really felt that there. I mean, this is not what it's saying. Is there something else going on here we're not privy to? And I was getting nervous. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's something.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're. I don't know. I want to get out of here. It gave me
Honestly,
a
for what it's
bad
also worth too, it is a real thing where the feds have tried destroying cases against Scientology, and that's what happened in Clearwater. So I wonder if they thought the people that would be showing up would be vulnerable victims of Scientology that they could fucking run roughshod on. And we're not expecting somebody like a URI or a DOA to show up and be like, no, it's not what's going to happen. You're not going to convince them for X, Y, Z. You're going to hear what they're going to say, and it's going to be the narrative, not your narrative.
They probably ran all of our emails and ours.
Oh, yeah. I
And
mean,
they knew exactly who we
yeah,
were. So
yeah.
that's probably that could be really accurate.
Because that does happen. I've seen it happen with other protest movements where similar sort of honeypot events are set up where they're trying to basically, it's entrapment
That's what
for
it felt
protesters.
Or
They try to-
something. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
looking for something. I said, this is not a meet and greet. They were looking for something. Like, I'm not dumb. I used to be, that was my major, frequently science. I know this stuff. I've been around, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I knew this was not what they were saying. And just like what they're doing there, you know, I know what they're, like, it's a filming. They're filming. They're making movies. They're not.
Yes.
Those events are not events.
Correct.
Because you go at the end. I go at the end, and everything's pristine. The meat's not, still like all the food. Everything's there. Nothing's being sold. Nothing.
Yep.
They beat the price that they're not selling anything. No, it's a movie.
Yep, absolutely.
For propaganda films.
Yep.
For their countries.
But so they don't pay taxes or any other business licensing, they go the religious route. Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
they go recruit with it. Like, look at
Yep.
all the people.
Yep.
They have all these people, like they're just walking around, whatever. Look how happy your country now. Don't you want to come here too? And
Yeah.
Scientology, we'll take care of you. You can see how
It's,
I sound like such a conspiracy theory right now.
Well, it's really not though. Like, it's the objective facts are not. So, for when I started all of it, right? When I found out that Jerry from Jerry Rig Everything was the guy that helped the company I worked with do a pump and dump scheme of the stock. Just as the stock tanked, just before it absolutely tanked, he pumped the crap out of it. They hired him. This guy has millions and millions of followers on YouTube, and he's a total he's a butt kisser, okay? And long story short, he's an LDS member. And there's no absolute flipping way. The time that they brought him in, the time where I know internally I knew that shit was going to hit the fan. And obviously I can't sell because we have a time for, they're called restricted stock units. So you got to be there for a certain time for these to mature, and then you own them, and then you can do whatever. And there's also laws for when we can trade and whatnot. But long story short, I knew shit was hitting the fan. And to see him make a public video that got millions just afterwards, and I saw it skyrocket, and to find out he's an LDS, I'm like, this isn't a fucking coincidence. And to know everything else that happened internally, I was like, of course this should happen. And then to see the other stuff when I was involved at Kodak with Accenture, I'm like, there's just no coincidence, right? You have a company like Accenture that is involved in everything, and they specialize particularly in these government and military dealings. And now you have an ex-Accenture guy that's in this movement trying to run heavy control opposition, that is also now currently at a very high prestigious, high level position at a prestigious other tech company. It's not a coincidence. You have a Jeffrey Epstein family attorney specifically handling case for an RO on a Scientology critic.
It's so
Two
crazy,
of them.
right? It's crazy. But even with the thing with that, I still can't get it out of my head. They were like if you're having a meet and greet, why would they be rude to you? Like they were.
Yes.
They were rude to me at the OI. It's like they knew who we were.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that was a setup to bring us in, but it's like that they knew who I knew.
Oh yeah.
They knew.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely knew. The one thing I will say is my face was not all that well known. So when I got to talk to Martin, particularly, I shook his hand, I looked him straight in the eye, and I told him, I am here because of what happened to me while I protested Scientology. There's going to be other people here protesting Scientology. And his demeanor immediately changed. He was super happy. He's like, oh, thanks for being here. And then he's like, immediately the first thing he said afterwards, he's like, I can't and won't comment about any of that stuff, right? I was like, I'm not expecting you. I just want you to know that we're here.
You got scared.
And that's the point of why these people are going to show up today.
Who was it? Was it Laura that was trying to talk to the lady attorney, and she's like, well, she's like, well, we don't create cases here. Like, you can go to, we'll take your complaint, we'll send it.
Yeah, it's like, lady, you're one of the people prosecuting Wazar. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Like, you are obviously in the know, so you are the person in this area. So stop it.
It's the creepiest, weirdest thing. I still haven't processing it in my head because that freaked me out. I don't get freaked out easy. It's hard to freak me out. But that all freaks me out.
Yeah.
It's feds, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, and there was definitely, you can always tell with the demeanor of some of the actors in the room that's like, I know how a student acts, and I know how, like I've been there, right? Like I was a resident advisor on campus. I literally lived on campus for my entire college career. So I know how a recent graduate versus an in-student, still an active student looks like.
I've seen students. They were like middle-aged.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't be middle-aged, but
I think the one guy I maybe talked to was an actual student, but I don't think the rest were.
And that one guy was trying to get towards, and they wouldn't even, they were blocking them, like, it was so, I don't know. Like how the cops were acting here today. That dude was the guy who was like blocking everything. That's not what, we just don't sit there learning how to block people.
No.
That's
No.
definite aging.
Yeah.
But why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I regretted going. That was just a lot. Like,
No,
it made me like I was like feeling weird. Like I was having a light line. I said thank you for taking me to the bus because I couldn't find. I was like so kind of like I was kind of shaken by it all. Like what was that? That it's not like I was scared or anything like it. But I was like, what was that? Like, and then I felt lost because that night I can't see good at night, and it's like oh, it was so weird.
I mean, for all the times I keep saying it's going to be the feds that take, because there's a difference between like institutional power versus more extremist small fringe groups, like some of the stuff that primarily something like DOA has seen. A lot of what he's seen has been fringe groups, not institutions of power like a Scientology, which I think is very different, because I think he's understanding now too that the approach to take down a entire organization institution is not the same as fringe groups like you've gone up, buddy. Like it will take a lot, and it will take. You have to. You have to, and that's the difference. It will not just be sheer will of the public. Absolutely not. Unlike the other ones. Yeah, massive. Literally, same goes for the LDS. They are far wealthier than entire oil and gas companies. Several of them put together. You are not going to just take that away with the sheer will of the people and bullhorning. No. It is going to take you playing nice with a lot of them.
It's going to be very long game.
Yes.
You have to be nice. You have to play the game. If you're going to have to play the game, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You're going to have to suck up to Carson. That's just what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to be leading it, so we're going to have to. Mr. Carson's new nice guy. You know what I mean? So as much as we hate it.
That's what people in other similar protest movements didn't understand either. You can't just say F everybody and at the same time not play nice. It's one thing to say F everybody and then continue to F everybody, but it's another thing to say, public F everybody, but then play nice behind the scenes, which is far better option.
Or picking and choosing.
And picking and choosing too.
Like Vegas was the bad guy and Jim Marine's the bad guy, but then you have to have a good guy. You have to have the one that, kind of like putting them against each other.
You have to.
You have to. And you have to, like counteracting what they're doing. Like, so they safe point, well, we're going to unsafe their safe pointing. That's why we're going to, these things. It's like, okay, they're safe pointing here, we're going to figure out who they're safe pointing, and we're going to unplug it, and you get more by being nice. Like, they're more willing to listen to you when you're not saying it. And I'm not judging it. Like, we all have our
for different.
This kind of thing. Like, out in the street, that works best. But for in here, you kind of have to,
I agree.
You have to talk and be able to, but it's a growing process. I mean, we're all got to learn all.
I think primarily this has just been, I likened what you guys, you being Mona and you, I likened what you guys were going through originally with being ignored and just looked at as, well, they're just full of, smoke and mirrors before the rest of the cavalry join and say, hey, like, she's got a whole community behind her and they're all watching. So for me, I liken this particular phase of like some of the swearing and the middle fingering to say, listen, like just because they have sweet face doesn't mean there isn't a whole army of people behind them. So now that you heard the voices and that and you've seen the faces, now we move to, all right, you get it, because this isn't going to go away. Now let's do the actual work.
Right.
And
there's a time for the,
yes.
There's a time for, like everyone has they bring something else to the table.
Yep.
It kind of throws out.
Yep.
But, and they, but Go Puppet's the more scary one to them. Today they kept pushing me back. They didn't want the camera. They had my camera near them.
Wow.
He flat out admitted it to me.
Wow.
He said because this is like a memorial, and you guys were worried because we think that your cameras are going to make him act up more. I'm like, actually, my camera calms him down.
Yeah.
He calms down, like the camera, because like he
Well,
No, so-
I know Duarte definitely calms him down. It calms him down because if it wasn't for you and I on that council meeting where those other protesters came by too, that were for other movements, he was just like somebody needed to get their dog on a leash, and it wasn't until we started focusing on him where he was literally about to put hands on somebody. It's like, dude, just chill. They're gonna walk. Just seriously, just calm down. And then you saw his other buddies being like, you gotta calm down. Like, stop this.
It calms him down. That's why I was like, Pastor crazy. I was like, you should have my camera with him all the time, but he just behaves better. You know, not F-bomb. I'm working on that bomb guy.
Yeah.
He had a head injury, so I'm like more patient.
I think it's not even that. I think all those characters are important, right? I think all of it at the same time happening where it's all in like fluctuation. I don't think it's worthwhile to change some of the constant characters like swearing guy or
T-shirt guy.
or t-shirt guy. I think they're just gonna forever be constant background characters.
Oh yeah, because they've been doing this for years.
Yeah, I think specifically though, the fact that Wayne is bringing other context that relates to Scientology in his speeches and is recognizing that this ragtag group is actually a honest one and is not just doing it to eventually flip just like so many of the other people he's seen in his life. And it's why he's been very welcoming of having all sorts of conversations. He's pointed me in tons of different areas.
He's so knowledgeable.
He's
Well,
super.
he says for sure. I said, look, I'm convinced that we're the reason why the mayor got rid of all them. And he goes, oh, absolutely. He absolutely agrees that our coming here constantly and dealing with this, that's why they're axed.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
That's how I say it
There's
too.
no doubt about it. 100%.
He agrees with it, so he's like, yeah, but I want to get David. He agrees that David should make a good city council, but because he's too propensity for honesty, they would never have it.
Yeah, they would
Never be
they
able
would
to-
smell the
Honest,
light
yeah.
and honesty in him and yeah.
Hopefully he'll land somewhere well. Poor guy.
But yeah, just like in the other cities, that's my personal goal to now do this kind of work, but in other cities, and be that like I'm gonna have to, because a lot of these areas don't have the good cop and bad cops. I'm gonna have to play both until other people then come flooding in, so they can,
Everyone has, I mean, that's what.
Because Will does this too with cops. Yeah, Will gives the finger to every cop, but that doesn't mean he doesn't play nice. Because
he
a lot of people behind the scenes who are cops, damn sure give Will special, like never.
Now he doesn't do it to all the cops. He's only doing it to the cops that are out misbehaving, but he will give the props to the ones who are doing it right immediately.
Yeah, and you can tell the way he talks to them and whatnot.
And he puts the thing that's different about him is that he knows every last one of them because he's been interacting with them for years.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're just random cops, and he knows every last one of them and has a history with them all. You know what I mean? And so they all know. So there's like a line, but no,
He knows. Yeah, you can't. Institutions
let
aren't
the
just
streets
sheer
anymore.
will of the people. You gotta play, man. You gotta.
He knows them all, and he's been dealing with them. So he's been dealing with this. Because I was following streets for years before this ever happened. Like he's one of the auditors. He's more of not an auditor. He's more of a accountability. But I've been following him for a long time, for several, like 3 years or so.
Yeah. In my opinion, that's the proper way to do it, rather than just, like I've said, showing up to a public place and just film. You gotta have a specific incident that you're going after, and with him, it's specifically cops that are already pulling people over, and that's how you have accountability.
They're mistreating the
Yes,
public.
that's
Yeah.
what you go after. You don't just you don't just go after a random cop just chilling there and be like, I'm just gonna record you for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times I do, like if I'm there and I see it, because I'll say, and if they look at me, I'm like, oh, so I'm just making sure for everyone, for both sides,
Yeah.
that you're safe and they're
Yeah.
safe, And I caught Duarte out there, because he's trying to out me on there, because I caught him, they had someone at cops, I'm like, all right, here we go, because he'll sometimes do overtime with the metro and stuff, or the library, which is funny. But yeah, but Streets knows his stuff, and Streets knows what line, and I know sometimes people want to be a Streets, but streets knows his stuff. And he knows all the players. You have to be in it for a long time.
You gotta eat the punches because he's eating a hell of a lot of punches, man. Like
But they're scared of it. Like
they're scared of him because they know this is what he does different, and I 100% agree with that. All right. Most of his advocacy is actually not necessarily directly in these walls. It's specifically that he goes and talks to their families. I agree with that. I know some people might be uncomfortable, but I agree. Saying, I'm going to find your cousins, I'm going to find out what soccer clubs.
I don't know if he actually does it though.
He 100% does it. He knows all their relatives and he tells them directly and he shows them material, and that's why they don't mess with it.
I don't know.
Their wives, absolutely. He 100%. They know him.
I see. For him, I think the biggest thing that I get from him is that he's not because he's press. He knows how to press his press credentials, and he goes straight to he'll go to say Michael Moore. It's like I think when he was his retirement, he goes straight up.
Yeah.
Cannot, right to them.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that too.
He has the cojones.
But he does do the other part. That's why he buys domain names.
Well, I know he does the domain names.
And what do you think he shares that with? Not just for the job. He specifically does it so that you can literally see on his other avenues. And he's talked about it before. He's like, I know this guy's son has seen my stuff, and I talked to.
Well, I know I know a lot of people reach out.
And
I know a lot of people reach out.
yes, and that's the way to do it. I know some people are like, no, man, I 100% agree because they don't have any shame. That's what people don't understand. The vast majority of these folks that are doing these heinous acts, they have
he's
zero.
into public shaming. I know that.
Yeah, that's
but
why.
Even in the neighborhood, that's what we're doing with Janet yesterday. We
Yes.
publicly shamed her.
Yes.
Her little safety net.
Yep. And so if they don't have any capacity to be shamed, then you find those that they even remotely care about, and you tell them how much of a shameful POS they are, and they will then turn and shame them. That's how it's super effective. I know some people, but if you really want to have change, that's a lot of times what it takes. Like, you gotta show up either at their house or find out who their extended relatives are and tell them all the nasty crap, because in their homes they don't talk about any of this, and it's very clean. You might get the stereotypical interaction of, it happens all the time in the mental health counseling, and it's very clean and proper, and they talk about my dad, he never really showed emotions around me, and they talk about that in a more nicer, clean up way. But the real cause of some of that absenteeism they might have experienced from their parents is specifically because of all these heinous behaviors they were exhibiting that they never oftentimes tell their families about. They oftentimes will train their families to be, just like Scientology trains them with propaganda, to avert their eyes from this type of content. And Will says, F that, I will show you. So that when you do have those counseling meetings, you can tell them, my dad did this, and this is why he's a POS. He's colluding with these people, and that's why this is why he's so effective. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally resonate with that super hardcore, because it gets straight to, just like how the shame, it's just, shame is a very effective tool. You got to be very.
I always think, I don't know, I don't know how far it goes, but I do know that he's able to, and this is his genius, he's able to get himself in, like he did at that Palms, that thing with Heidi that day.
Yeah.
Go right up, the person goes right to her face, in
That
front of
too.
everything, it's like
Yep.
everything, it's a genius level, and that's courage too, to be able to do that, but it's like, she was embarrassed, she didn't know what she was doing, coming or going, and she's thanking that guy who whatever.
Yep.
I'm like, this
Absolutely.
is his life. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
so they're so afraid of where he's going to show up. That's why she doesn't. And then, the other Mike Fuhrer, her predecessor, he used to go and he would have these meetings and stuff in the neighborhood. Carl, I think she's going to stop all that because she's so afraid of him showing up. They're terrified of him showing up. So he's not afraid.
That's what you got to have too. You got to be feared in that regard. Like in some of my career stuff, that's predominantly what I am known for, and a lot of people don't like it. I can tell you that one conference I went to in Boston, right? I found, again, some people might say this or that, but I frankly don't care. I found this dude promoting a bunch of he's got super anti-LGBT stuff, right? From relatives of his, I found the podcasts, I found, the rhetoric that he's spewing. I came with those, I printed them out and I handed them out to people at the conference, and then I confronted them at the conference. And then other people asked, and I didn't care. I went straight on. And that's what you gotta do, and that shames the fuck out of them. So much so that these people block me eventually on social media, and that's how, that's how you get, like, that's how you know it's working. Like, when you have an ex-police chief block you on social media, that shit is gold. It's gold. Yes. That's what you gotta do. And then people fear you afterwards. They're like, oh shit, this guy knows what he's doing.
I have a different style. I'm more like, but it's like, it takes different styles. It takes different approaches. Everyone brings what they bring to the table.
Yep.
He
Absolutely.
started it. He started all this, man. Like, really, he started this.
And that's, for me, primarily this has been like an apprenticeship for how to be an actual effective advocate, both on the how to actually use social media and on the how to manage yourself when you're doing the confronting and out in public, and all that is super important. But you can't learn this.
He also builds bridges too, like people don't realize that.
Oh yeah, It's I see him for what it is. He's a necessity in having the ability to be forthwith and at the same time know when to tone it down. Yeah. Just like I have people tell me all the people tell me all the time on the chat, like, why do you swear at this time? Because I merited it. And you can see me other times I don't, and I give great commendations, and that's what it takes sometimes. And you have to go between the two, and
he's funny, like,
and he is super funny.
His robot stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So funny, like,
hilarious.
And it's the way he would talk to, even if I'm like, oh, Dora, come on, Dora. Like, he's just so funny, like, with it. And so there's the balance. So he's like stands on business, but he's also, but I think a lot of times he's like punking the cops, like he's just pissing them off, whatever, making them look, because they look like total fools sometimes.
Well, most of those guys never left high school. And so when I talk to them, and like when I confront them too, just like when I was yelling at that guy that came at the encampment, he was the same dude that was, he was from Northeast, and it was the incident where all of his officers showed up without a body cam. They all happened to be at the Scientology encampment without a body cam. Like, come on. And so I was yelling at him. I started out nicely, and I was asking him, and he kept giving me the bullshit, and then I started raising my voice.
That means they're off duty when they're detectives. That's the only two explanations. They're working off duty as overtime off duty, or they're detectives.
Right, and that's what I was asking him, and he wouldn't clarify.
That's the only two reasons they don't have. Otherwise, they have body cams.
Yeah, and he was giving me the runaround, and then people were like, no, don't yell at him. Like, no, that merited a yelling. That merited a yelling. All was good. They left after. Literally, shortly after that, they got the fuck out.
Because the one guy, like, she's like, no, because I asked her, I'm like, why don't you have, I said, are you a detective? Because she's in uniform, and she said yes. Then I knew, because you have to, and then, well, that's why, because she's a detective, but they can still wear uniform when they're working overtime. They're not going to be in clothes. But yeah, like LAPD's weird too. Like, and he knows his stuff about LAPD.
Yeah.
It's like Bill Puppet knows everything about city politics. I mean, Streets knows a lot about that too.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff about LAPD.
Yeah. Now, the only reason why he doesn't show up here is because everybody already knows him. Yeah. And to show up here would be what? And he just.
Well, he's really about the police.
He's not about the politicians.
As much. Yeah, right. Yeah. He's the cops, and so he's busy. I mean, he's everyone has their thing.
Yeah.
Just like, Bill Puppet's not going to go to LAPD things, like he's going to do here.
He's going to go, He's a lawyer. He handles legal matters. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I have to discuss it. Because I'm doing a little bit of all of it right now. We all are.
We have to at first, and I tell people, it's not about like me or you. It's about people learning how to do this and to do it for themselves, so that elsewhere.
I had no intention of doing it. I didn't want to do this. Like, I was making little comedy skits, me and Blake, I wanted to write comedy because I was doing my thing, everything I'm doing, and then I was just writing comedy. But when I met Streets, I was just curious. I wanted to check it out because I was very much interested. I said, First Amendment, freedom of religion, First Amendment, freedom of press, freedom of speech. So I was curious. But then I met Laura and Serge, and then that was the end of it. It's because of those two. Then I start coming down, and I go, okay, I guess you have to stream almost to even protect yourself with these videos, get all the evidence. So I had no intention of being a streamer. I'm like, make it go away and go back to my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing this because I had any intention ever.
Yeah.
If anything, because I felt like in some ways it kind of hurts because like I can't, like people that you know, because I know a lot of these, I know a lot of these people, and it's like, now it's like, oh, well, they're like, wait, you're at Scientology. Like, they're so confused. Like that guy I ran into after that meeting.
Yeah.
He was looking like, he was scared. He was like, are you like all the LA? I'm like, yeah. He goes, are you going to go after him? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? I'm like, I know you. Like, you're a good guy. Like, you're solid good guy. I always support you. Like, you're helping the neighborhood councils and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, but because I know these people, they're like, all of a sudden, I flipped some switch, like all of a sudden you're doing, and I'm like, guys, you gotta chill, And so, poor guy, he's a sweet guy though. No, he's good. I said, I'm just after, I want to free the kids, and I'm sick of this corruption. If you're not corrupt, then I'm not going after it. It's just this corruption's got to go. Because once I found out, and I got even the protesting, I was like slowing down on that. I was more behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Once I start seeing it, then like, no, this is where it's
Because nobody else is doing this.
It's got to be unplugged.
Yeah.
You have to take it. They're not going to go in and rescue the kids if we don't move the tentacles here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if they can't, and that's what taught me it. That's the reason I started coming here. I was just doing it on Zoom. I had no intention of doing this. It was never in my plans. But I'm like, if you can't get planters meat that are federally out of regulation, how are they going to come in and rescue kids?
Yeah.
So that's why this has to be done. I did not want to do this. I did not at all. I'm not a morning person at all. Like none of this is what I do.
Yeah, and I hate doing this crap too, because frankly, most people don't find it interesting to show up and just sit there and record a boring ass board meeting. Right, most people would much rather see
the action.
The action.
They're right. Like what's he going to come up with today?
Yeah.
Of course. Like he's going to take all, and which is like I'm okay with that. Like I'm not into. I'm in it purely for me. I just want the corrupt. I want my city not corrupt. That's it. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
And like if I have one viewer or have one, I'm grateful for whoever.
Yeah.
Because hopefully they'll learn something. But now this is done. I don't know if we're going to move on to bigger, better things, because it might take the rest of my lifetime fighting this stuff. That's why I'm going to go back to what I used to do.
Yeah, and it ties into so many other facets. Like for myself, there's.
Sorry guys, I've been talking the shot. I'm bringing this stuff here.
No, but this kind of stuff is important because there's so many other stuff that this bleeds into, and it's good to have recognition. I don't understand this idea that being a clout chaser is bad. Like you need clout so that people understand that you are a person that stands on business. And the only
I have no problem with clout. Like people come in, or I don't even care. People, or like I know that people get accused of like their influence or whatever. I don't care. Like whatever. I don't care why people are. You're still going to bring the message to a broader audience.
Yeah. It's important though to have those followers, mostly as like base level, just as like a safety thing, so that other people are witnessing if anything were to happen to you. Right. But then the other thing too is so that they can spread the message.
Right. Now I'm just saying, being personally, I'm not, because I had no intention of getting. This was never my thing. I really wanted to get into doing comedy. I wrote a screenplay. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do comedy now, so I was going to go into it independently.
Guys, Audit LA will be our #1 documentary filmmaker, or at the very least, she'll make a fantastic comedy skit of all of this.
I hope so. That's what I want to do.
Seriously, like I've talked to so many people that are in theater and whatnot, and I'm like, somebody has to make a comedy reel of all this.
That's what I want to do.
I'm telling you guys, support Audit, 'cause she's gonna be that person.
That's what I want to do. Like,
make a whole play out of this. Do it, please. A movie, something.
I want to start doing the skits again. That's what I told my guy. I said, you know what? I want to at my other channel, because I've completely neglected my other channel. But I said, we should start doing skits like on this stuff and like put it over there and it kind of bring the stuff over there, but in the same level. So I'm not ignoring it anymore.
Yeah.
It's comedy skits, but it'd be like, you know, like I could film him with the wire. Like I can do it. I want to start sneaking that in. You know,
Do it.
Because that's what I wanted to do. I had no intention of doing all this. It's so serious, and like I don't
Yeah.
clown around. I was like, yeah, because I like to clown around. I can't be serious all the time.
That's why Will's so effective, and that's why DOAs is so effective. And I agree with it. I've always thought that the best way to do it is you just clown on people.
Yeah, and you can't lose your joy in the meantime. You can't.
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
You know, it's so depressing if you can't laugh.
Yeah, and so this stuff is just naturally depressing as shit, though. Like, this isn't just stuff that I personally sit down and choose. You know what? I'm really gonna spend my entire day thinking about all this disgusting stuff that adults are doing to kids. And people that are just getting, like, no, that's...
You gotta compartmentalize it, and you know it's there, but at the same time, you can't lose your soul and who you are.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to keep it, and then fight, because you need to stay sane.
Yeah, to not lose, because
If you're so depressed that you can't take it anymore, like, who's gonna do the fight then? You know?
Absolutely.
You gotta keep it, you know, so that's my thing. But yeah, I told him, I want to start doing all stuff like that.
Guys, we have our new documentary / comedy skit maker right
I want
here.
to do. That's what I was doing. That's like, oh, so I made a new channel because like they all want, you know, that stuff. Because that my guy lets me drag it, he would let me drag it and make all these skits. I had fun. I just wanted to do it where I'm writing, I'm editing, I'm, you know, filming. So I loved it. I was having so much fun. Then I'm doing this. I'm like,
Somebody said in a meeting yesterday, you said, I don't blame God, but I do blame you. That shit's hilarious, yo.
With the rain, right? With the sewer, with the sewers not working.
That's hilarious.
It's like, oh, that's weird. Hilarious.
Holy shit.
You know, she didn't like that. she keeps going. She goes out whenever I start talking. Now she's like, yesterday she would go out and get coffee.
Well, like, a lot of the times off camera, like, I'll just rag on some of the cops, you know, just to, like, a lot of times just in good fun. I'm like, man, because some of these dudes are like super scrawny for their suit, and they walk around with their belt. You can tell just the way their belt is sitting. They're like barely,
They were punking on today.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I make fun of them all the time for it, and they look with their goofy like L. Ron Hubbard shoes that they walk around, their LAPD shoes.
Well, when they're nice, like with Duarte, I gave him a commendation, but instead of saying, oh, he helps, because he always tries to make sure I get in there and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've known him for like a long time, but instead of giving him like a serious commendation, I just give him a commendation that he has good hair. Like a nice smile, and he has good posture.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that he shows up looking good, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still a commendation in his
It is,
thing.
it is,
But, you know,
it
when
is,
he goes
yep.
up there, he's going to get razzed by his guys.
Oh,
So I can't
absolutely.
be, you know,
Absolutely.
we gotta get him razzed. But, and that's what I'm going to do. The guy that because I told this yesterday, their Clark. I said, look, if you fix it for, you know, because it was, you know, your officers didn't know and they weren't trained, and you know, if you fix it and then train them, I'll give you a commendation, but it's only going to be for the dimples. You know, he says, I'll take it. And he
I know that was.
and he saw me. He saw me. He's like, you don't forget, you owe me a commendation. I was like, I don't know, for the dimples, right? Yeah. But you just have to have fun with it too.
Yeah, you gotta.
And then sometimes I think when you're talking to them, then you can, they're hearing us too. Like they're listening and they're.
They are, yeah.
You know.
100%.
You know, I don't want it always to be antagonistic.
Like the names that we brought up with some of the nasty people, literally all of them know. Every officer I've talked to, no matter what division, and I've talked to a lot of them. No matter what division they're in, they know all of these people.
Wow.
They know, they 100%. I don't even have to finish naming the full names. They know, they're like, yes. And they're like, this guy, this is my buddy, and we got people out here. And they all know, so they are listening to an extent.
They are.
And there are some pockets of good ones there that are,
There are. I mean,
yeah,
they're not all,
100%.
you know, but I always say, Duarte, if you want to be a good cop, you have to turn in the bad cop.
You gotta,
or at least help me arrest, because I'm trying to get them to, I want to do a PP, I said that to Teresa too. I said, I want to do a PPA on you. She goes, well, you can. I said, okay, I can. I'm like, she doesn't know what a PPA is.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I want them to, you know.
Well,
I'm joking, and I am kind of joking, but at the same time, it brings awareness. Hey, you know what? What you do is electrical.
One thing that I was just one thing that you could, if you wanted to go down to like one of those stations, and I will happily go down with you to go on that whole like I'm gonna turn myself in. You could be like I want to report for on myself.
Okay.
If that's something you
I'll
want to do,
it.
we
Like,
could
proud
figure.
of myself, like,
Yes.
oh, yeah, that I,
Yeah.
because like I complained about the, I'm willing to do any of that
Yes,
sort of stuff.
yes, yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, I'll happily
Let's do it,
help
yeah.
help you on
I'll
that.
say, I'm here to turn myself in.
Yes.
Yeah, and what did you do? I got somebody arrested, but you know, like, because, I complained and cried about how I couldn't get off my, you know, and they felt so bad, they rolled this up, and now he's going to jail, you know, they want to put him in jail for a year, so here, I
Yes.
think I should take the blame for it. Yeah, because
Yep.
that's how you do it too, like, they're like, what, they're gonna remember this, like, it's silliness,
Yep.
but at the same time, they're hearing the message, like, what are you talking about, you know,
Yes.
and then you get to talk to them about it.
Yep, and that's why I've not done all the reports all in one day. I like for this morning, I wanted to follow in the foots of last night, and nobody has ever done reports in the freaking breakneck of morning. So the guy, he was holy shit, I've never heard of this before. I went to Northeast.
Northeast,
Yeah, I went
okay.
straight to Northeast because it happened in their jurisdiction. And I went there 8:30 a.m. Dude's just staring at me. I'm like, "Have you ever heard about the Scientology stuff?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, you have now,
I
buddy."
have now, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Well, I do that too, and I go to Hollywood, because I said, I'm here to fix you guys are out of the line. And I said, I filed a complaint on Rand, because he threatened to arrest me if I film in the lobby. And so it's
Rand
now-
is such.
Disrespect.
Yeah,
but
he
that,
is.
But I complained, and now
Yeah.
he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
He's pretending to be helpful.
He does it to all the fresh new faces for a bit
We
that
don't
come
think we
in.
know what we're doing.
Yeah. The one officer that I did find helpful in taking complaints at the Hollywood place, the only guy so far has been Sergeant Reynolds.
Well, there's a couple.
Reynolds has been legit.
There's another one that was legit. Oh, Manassas is legit, and another one.
Yeah.
I forget his name. Call him Teeny. He's not Steve Austin too. But yeah, like I'm definitely ready to go there. Like Hollywood, like I want to straighten Hollywood out. Like I want to get to them first, and then little by little, you know, you train them, and then
Yeah.
you know, and then I do comment that, you know, I break the complaints, but then I bring the commendations to be fair, balanced, and
Or even going to other areas, like can you imagine going to like the Beverly Hills PD, right, and writing a crime report on yourself, where there's no influence. Like, and you've even seen it with how they've treated Jessica before, with Scientology stuff. They showed up and they're like, "Get out of here! Like, we're not dealing with this. Is stupid. Get out of
right,
here."
get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, but no, we had to do it for Northeast. For that one, we had to do Northeast though, because like.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back there. Maybe the next.
But I'm saying that could be like a whole playlist skit, right, where we literally just show up to every police
for fun,
division
yeah.
just for fun, to see which one will take.
Yeah, we make it for the stupidest stuff, like I don't know. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, no, like we got the Public Works Board fired, you know.
Yes.
Stuff like that, and
Yes.
So, you know,
That's you gotta.
gotta make silly stuff up.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all down for that. I think it'll be fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll see. And then we'll see if they let us know. You know.
Oh, yeah. They're just saying they love you.
And they're saying about that here too. I got street. I'm missing a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I get talking. See, I get in my zone. I just forget that I'm on chat.
Oh, Kenny, man, you got your temporary suspension on his channel. Wow, that's unfortunate, man. But I'm not surprised that they went after you instead of you know who. Does not surprise me one bit, because of course.
We're just talking. Actually, I'm calling it a bit. I need to make sure I get to the post office. Hey, what do you want? No. Wait,
Somebody said get a vendor's permit. And somebody said get a vendor's permit and sell stories.
I know, I have my screenplay. I wanted to sell that, I said, no, I'm gonna have to do it myself. I'm scared of Hollywood at this point. Oh, does she even tell her to do it? Just do it. I know, I wrote mine, just do it. And then film it yourself. Like nowadays, you don't have to go sell it to Hollywood. You just film it yourself. That's what I eventually want to do. Like I had really good reviews, like with different, but that's all you have to do. But see, I have to get Scientology close so I can go do that stuff.
Yeah, start taking acting classes at Scientology to figure out how to make a skit. Dude, that'd be hilarious.
But maybe a side one. I'd be willing to do that.
Dude, that would be golden. Yes. Pretend to be an actor, show up to their event, and see what happens. Hell yes.
Oh yeah, I've been calling it. Yeah, I did. I've been calling it out because I like that they bring the smoke and scan.
Yeah, and even as much of a goof as that guy is, the fact is that they are all talking about this. All these other random channels that were literally like just clowning and making stupid fart jokes and whatnot. Now they're all literally, I've seen their chats, I've seen their comments, it's all just about Scientology crap. Nothing at all was in their MO on covering Scientology, but it's the fact that literally everything
Like all
in
of a
these...
sudden they're being on I wish they could go to Public Works.
Yes, it's just Scientology. Everybody in Smoke and Scans chats and comments is straight up Scientology discussions.
Oh well, I mean that's cool.
It is, yeah. I mean, you had the one dude, Delete Laws, show up, and now he's talking about Scientology crap, and it's like...
Oh, I know. He was on my channel.
Yeah, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter like what you think of his channel. Now that dude is talking about Scientology crap.
I didn't even know it. Well, he's been on my chat.
Yeah, and it's like, there you go. Now you have another completely unrelated channel talking about all this crap.
And like even like F-bomb guys like up there like, get rid of these planners already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so hilarious to watch, dude. It's so funny.
It's so funny. I know. I've been calling out every time I get a comment out. I'm calling out Smoke and Scan because it's like I know they hate it because I heard some dude downstairs. And he was complaining about Smoke and Scan. He was actually trying to get like one of the people that the reps of the councilman to deal with Smoke and Scan.
Really?
Yeah, so he was very upset about it.
Wow.
So now I'm like, okay, now I know I got to promote Smoke and Scan because they're doing something right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. If you're watching right now, man, I will gladly promote your shit.
Oh yeah, so every
Happily.
time I give a shout out to Spindle.
Happily.
It's a cool. I mean, I love it. I wish that you could do Public Works. I think because that was so charged up. And I think it's so cool. The one thing I love about this channel is like, okay, like nobody's going to watch like the younger age group. They're not going to watch Channel 35.
Yeah, they're not. But they'll
they're
watch
gonna
Smoke and
it,
Scan.
Even beyond Scientology, they're seeing the city council, and they're learning about local politics and they're getting educated.
Yep,
and, so
and they're seeing like they're
so.
seeing the whole like literal zoo. Like it's what was it, Monica? Literally, not even that, but it's literally like watching wild animals and how like mating season comes along. And I was watching it live, and Goat Guy commented on it where she fucking put perfume on, got all dolled up. I saw her putting on fucking makeup during a council meeting. I was like, is she just looking to sell herself out during a fucking, is this like a meat parade? Yeah, like she's just looking to sell herself. Like, what the hell are we watching?
I want to know who's coming to speak today.
Yeah, and then we have failed actor Kevin De Leon. He's like prepping himself. I saw him like doing his hair.
Strutting back and forth.
Yeah, strutting back. It's literally like mating season in there. They're all just like flaunting their. It is.
That's why I want to do. I would love it. Like people say, this is like Park and Rec. It's exactly like Park and Rec. I guarantee you, is based on these guys. It's exactly how.
It's exactly how that shit. Oh my god, yes.
It's the same, and I would like to. I know I should start with
It's yeah.
I need that guy has been able to come in the morning. I need him to come, and I'm just going to tell him to do skits. Like I'll make them go up next to the cop and like And I'll start filming. I need to, I've been neglecting my other channel, so I need to start getting that back up again. I have more over there than I do here.
We found our documentary filmmaker, guys. Our comedy skit maker.
I have to do better. I have to figure out the. Cause I learned. I went to school for editing, so I'm not good with the camera. And I need to get my sound straight. I need to go learn. Take a class in that more. But it's fun, you know. This stuff's fun, and we have all these characters that make it interesting. Even though I just
Absolutely,
stop
you
myself.
need them. You need the characters. Yeah.
People think they're not gonna take us serious, but it's like they don't take you serious. They don't
Anyway.
listen anyway.
Yeah, that's the
So-
whole point, right? They're not. Yeah.
They're not, like 6 months, they're not listening to me, and I come nice, I'm polite,
Yeah.
you know, and like they're not listening to me, you know, and it's like, so why not come with the go? Because at least then you're gonna like annoy them or piss them off or
Exactly.
scare them, especially if you keep talking about the FBI. You'll go around with the paper FBI and go like so. You know, it's like, oh, it's pretty funny. I better get to it.
All right. I'll see. I'll probably cut it off here.
This one I started with. I just wanted to start talking. Am I hearing things?
Hold on. Let me see. I'll check the clerk's office. I don't know if they're having another one.
There's no more meetings today. They
Yeah.
canceled off because of the Dodgers traffic. I don't know which we better be. Also, maybe I better not go to the Blue Building today. Better just get home. I'm gonna head to the bad traffic and get. It was his radio. I wonder if he's. That's weird. I'm gonna go hit the bathroom.
All right. Sounds good. I'll cut it off here then. We'll see you guys. Say goodbye to Audit. And
Bye, guys. Bye, chat.
yeah, stay
Bye.
tuned for that comedy skit,
I'm finally
y'all.
saying I'm finally saying Henry for so long. I was saying Henri. I'm like, dear
It's
God,
all
he's
good.
not French, so apologize.
It's all good.
And then every time I was like, I say bye, and I'm gonna say bye. I'm gonna say thanks
Peace
for
out,
the
chat.
I'll catch out real quick, and then I'm gonna go for the ladies' room.
All right. Peace out, chat. We'll see you.
Bye, guys.